old star drill, isn't it? Wow.
You're looking for something like that, aren't you?
Yeah, kind of a small version of the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of into this manual stuff.
Yeah.
My body screams it.
You can never beat a good hand tool.
No.
They don't make
Heading out into the valley. We're going to go down this valley and make a right and head south from Churchill County into Mineral County.
Yes.
There's the sign for the Nevada Scheelite mine. It says there's a locked gate, but I don't see any sign that says no trespassing or anything. So let's see how close we can get to it. There's a gate here, and it looks like the water, like a flash flood, washed this whole fence down. I don't think anybody vandalized it. It was just the storm washed it down, but you can get up to into here now. So we haven't seen any sign that said keep out or no trespassing, so we're going to head on up. Lots of tin cans. Look at that. I think you're right, Kelly. That looks like a swimming pool.
Yeah, why would they have that?
This is crazy. It's a swimming pool. It is a swimming pool at a mine site. Oh, this open part. There's the deep end. Huh. How interesting. Fairly deep. Looks like it's about, oh no, 8 or 9 to 10 feet deep. That's a nice sized pool. You can see the moon right above that. We were just talking about that, how that on the 11th of this month, it was the first new moon for the lunar year. So that way that people used to keep the track of time in ancient times, this would be the first part of the year. It does look like some sort of housing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And there's several right in this area. And you know, back in the day, if these were offices, it was probably housing for the people that ran the mine, I would imagine. But look at this view that they had. Spectacular view. Not only that, they had a swimming pool. I would want to work for this outfit, right? That would have been fun back in the day. Look at that. They had such a great view with that swimming pool. Well, Kelly, this is in Mineral County, so you probably should have some information at the museum on it.
I might.
Yeah, we'll have to check on that. There's the rest area in Hawthorne, Nevada. You can't miss it. See that big, huge American flag? Well, right across the street is the Mineral County Museum. And we're gonna stop in and talk with Kelly today. She's the curator of the museum. I have some questions about this mining town we found up there, and hopefully she's got some answers for us. We've got another visitor.
Yes.
It's a loyal subscriber to my station. Came all the way down from Northern California. It's Tim.
Yeah,
just in time. Come on
time
in. We'll
overdue.
fill you in. We're doing some investigation.
Hey, I found some information on that Scheelite mine. Come on in.
Hi everybody. Well, we have a subscriber here that's been a loyal subscriber. Now he's from up in northern California by Mount Shasta.
Yeah, Weed, California.
And so you come down here. So tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I've enjoyed the desert going way back. I could bore you with all the stories. But anyway, I have a small turquoise claim in the Monte Cristo range. And I've been coming through Hawthorne for many, many years.
Right.
And I've tied up with Doug here and Kelly, and I just am enthusiastic about their excursions.
Yeah, we check in all the time, don't we? We text about the weather. You say how crummy it is up there, and I say how much warmer it is down here.
Right. And I try to do a comment,
Yeah.
you know, that's maybe a little more in depth.
Yeah.
Instead of somebody from who doesn't know about the area. Basically.
So it was just lucky timing. She got some information about the Sheelite mine, which is over by Rawhide, Nevada. And then he texted me this morning and said, "Oh, by the way, I'm going over." And you were going over to
perfect.
Safeway to get groceries, and he says we stopped in, and here we are, right?
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So to offer my thanks, I was going to give both the museum and yourself.
Oh, the Mineral County Museum.
Yes.
Excellent.
So here's 20.
That's for the museum. There you go,
Okay.
Kelly. He's right there. Okay,
And,
great.
And again, I am so enthusiastic about your
Yeah.
pursuits.
Yes.
I would try to dig deep here and give you a little bit.
Oh, cool. That'll cover some part of my gas money. Thank you so much, Tim.
You're very
Hey,
welcome.
you know what? We're not done though, because it's like gift giving time today. She doesn't know, but everybody know. You know, it's kind of funny because I love gardening and farming.
Oh,
and stuff.
yes. We do
And,
too.
Yeah, anyway, I've got some roses out there. You know what I did? She doesn't know about this. So all last summer, I took all the roses and I dried them. I dried them because she makes tea and she does like potpourri or something. You know, whatever ladies do or whatever.
Sure.
So look, so I got this for you,
Oh,
Kelly.
cool.
Right there, and then I got some lavender. Not too much because I didn't have a big
good.
crop. I got some lavender. Smells good. So
Good.
anyway, so now you can make some tea.
Thank
and
you.
There you go.
All right.
That's great.
Thank you. Thank you for the tea and the.
Are you gonna make tea with that?
Yes, I am. That's what I do with it.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever given you flowers as a friend, right?
Yeah.
So Tim, at our age, I got to give you a tip. You know, I've learned something.
Oh.
You know, when you give a gal flowers, even if it's a friend, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Don't bother giving the fresh flowers. Just dry them. You never have to worry about
Right.
wilting.
Right. It's timeless that way.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, as far as dried flowers go, many years ago, probably early 70s, I was up near the Wind River Range in Wyoming. Beautiful spring light, snowmelt, wildflowers are coming up. I was thinking of my high school girlfriend. So I picked a few here and there, folded them, and put them in a letter, sent them to her back home. By the time she got them, they were wilted. And she didn't get it right. She got the wrong idea. She says, "What are you telling me, Tim? Do you want to break up? I mean, does that mean our romance
I
is
told you,
shriveled
Tim.
up?"
I told you,
So,
Tim.
I blew
See?
it. I
See?
blew it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
then-
learned my lesson. So. Okay, the reason that we're down here is that Kelly has got some information about the old mine that was up by Rawhide, Nevada. It's just north of Rawhide, Nevada, and it was the Scheelite mine. Now, currently, it's not in operation, but we were so curious about that, especially when we went up there, and there was a full-size swimming pool up
Yes.
there, and a nice little community at the time. It looked like it would be a nice place to work as a miner. It had everything laid out for families, kids, with a playground and everything. It was nice. So knowing Kelly as a friend is a great resource because this is Mineral County, Nevada. And of course, she's the curator at the museum here in this county. And she has a lot of interaction even among the community. What did you find out? Was it on Facebook or somebody contacted you about it?
Well, yes, I did put it out on Facebook, and a couple of people told me that their parents had lived out, or not lived out there, but worked out there. Apparently not everybody lived out there, because this was a cook and a waitress that worked out there back in the 50s. And then
Okay.
I also found an article.
Now, what book is this here that
This
you've
book
got?
right here.
Oh, I have that one. That's a great one.
Yes.
This is the scientist Gabbs that Gabbs, Nevada is named after.
That's right. And there's a whole article in here about the Scheelite mine. And it's pretty interesting. They had as much as 50 people living there at one time. And they actually, not everybody lived there, but a lot of people did. They even built a swimming pool, and they had a little park and, you know, housing for some of the employees that were probably a little more into the business.
You know what it
itself.
reminded me of is there's a fort called Fort Berry, north of San Francisco, and it used to have a missile site over there. The Army ran. I think it's part of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area now. But there used to be people that lived out there, and it reminded me of where they had the government housing, and people had their families out there. Of course, it was a mining community,
Right.
but it kind of reminded me a cross between an army base and like some kind of a resort because that view that they had up there by the swimming pool, I'm like, those
It
people
was
probably
nice.
worked hard, and they really probably appreciated that view in that swimming pool at the end of the day.
Yes, and they didn't. They had some problems up there. They had some explosions and some earthquakes, and you know there was quite a few things that happened during that.
Well, that
time when they
road
were
going up there, look, we were commenting about the road, but even they had put a gate, but the fence had all washed away. There was no signage, anything.
right.
So we didn't see anything that said no trespassing or anything, but everything was washed away because it seemed like the gully was the same place where the road that was going up there. So we said, well, there's probably some guy with a bulldozer, big D9 or something. Probably twice a week, we just have to bulldoze the road so they could get back home or to the store, you know.
Right, and they did have flash floods. They had to have problems, but they did, and they had what they called the candy wagon, which came up once a week and brought them supplies of food or whatever it was they needed.
Oh, okay. So what do you think, Tim? They said the candy wagon came up there. What do you think? You think it was a dry camp or not?
I think so.
Probably.
I mean, the employer.
Probably too dangerous for those people to be drinking off duty.
Handling explosives like that.
Yeah.
Whoop. Yeah,
it could get boring out in the desert sometimes. I mean, there's only so many rocks you can shoot at and peaks you can climb and all that.
And
kind
the
of stuff.
stereotypical miner would always belt it back, to kind of wash the dust down.
That's right. That's right.
There's an expression that says it all.
Yeah.
Hardened.
So the works at that mine were underground, right?
Yes, it was primarily underground, and they would have used these carbine lamps, different kinds. They had some that would go on your head,
Right.
and they had some that would be hanging.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting because carbine is explosive, and they put that on their head. I always thought that was pretty interesting.
We're in the rest stop here, and Tim and Blackie are going for a little walk here.
Yeah.
He's kind of checking out who was here. Come here, Blackie. Hey, buddy.
Boy.
Hey. He's a real sweetheart.
Oh,
You're a superstar. Look at you. You're a superstar.
I call him the black coyote. He's a
Yeah.
black coyote. I take the harness off him and just let him run out there.
Blackie's checking out the dog park. Went right up to the fence. You can see all the different memorials to our veterans here in the Memorial Veterans Park.
Oh yeah.
And that's why we have this humongous flag. So Tim was nice enough to buy me lunch over here at the El Cap Casino.
Glad
It's
to
all-
do it.
Yeah, it's a
wonderful.
good service, a good time. We had a nice conversation, which we enjoyed.
We solved the world's problems.
We did.
man.
About time. I think it's a little bit old International Harvester, a little bit rough. It's got a pack rat nest in the cab, and it needs a new window right here. It needs a new windshield, a seat, some tires, and a few things. But it might be a fixer-upper. Maybe I could get this one replace my little Ford. What do you think? I'm not sure what size engine it originally had in there because someone's borrowed the engine out of this one. Need some oil. The kids had a great view back in the day, didn't they? I bet it was fun growing up over here.
It probably was.
Remember those? Oh man, I'm scared. So here's the main part of the little mining community. We're heading over towards, this is more of the housing. We're heading over towards the actual mine now. Some of the houses. Ooh. Oh, it still has some equipment and things in here. Huh. These buildings look like they're, you know, been fairly recently vandalized and so forth and let go. Hello everybody, I'm at the Nevada Scheelite mine, located in Mineral County, Nevada. We're at an elevation of approximately 5,000 feet above sea level, and nearby is Mount Cossack, which is an elevation of 7,150 feet. The mine here is basically a tungsten mine, and the workings are underground. They found the minerals in 1930. The primary is tungsten, the tertiary is copper. It's in the Regent Mining District, and it's an irregular ore body with granite intrusion. The ores found are chalcopyrite, malachite, and scheelite. The Mineral County Museum actually has a specimen of malachite. It's that green triangular rock. It's fairly modern, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm gonna go check out that deck. Oh look, this is the bathroom. Right here with the bathtub. Scheelite is a calcium tungstate mineral. It's an important ore of tungsten. Now tungsten is used in alloy steels. Now remember those old light bulbs that we used to have with the filament in them? Well, that was that originally were the electric lights used tungsten in those lights. I'm not sure if the modern light bulbs use the lights, but they did in the past. Scheelite is a mineral that's named after a Swedish chemist. His name was Carl Wilhelm Sheele. He lived from 1742 to 1786 in Sweden. This mineral actually has some crystals that are beautiful. They're like, if you can imagine a ruby that's orange and large and it's surrounded by material like a gray kind of a crystallized material, and then a really pretty beautiful orange like gemstone. That's what it can look like, and those are highly sought after. But that type of gemstone with the scheelite, it's soft. It's about a 4.5 to 5 on the hardness scale. Here's the kitchen. Huh. Oh. There's looking out. This must have been the you know, the housing for the employees at one time. Okay, the hardness scale is called the Mohs scale, and scheelite in a gem form, like I said, it's only 4.5 to 5. Now, diamonds are the hardest material on the scale. There are 10, and sapphire is also called corundum. That's a 9, and quartz are 7. So it's kind of a soft mineral. So if you were to take those beautiful gems and try to make a ring or a necklace or something like that, it wouldn't be able to take the wear of being on your finger around your neck, because it could get scratched and damaged. But one thing to keep in mind with the Mohs scale is dust. Did you know that dust is mostly quartz? Remember, quartz on the scale is a 7. That's fairly hard. So actually, quartz being a 7 to 7.5 on the Mohs scale, it can remove dust just in your house, because it's mostly quartz. It can remove the finish on your furniture, it can remove the finish on your car, on your vehicle, and it can actually scratch glass. Well, I imagine if this mine gets back in operation again, it probably wouldn't take a whole lot to clean it up. Maybe a lot of work, but I mean, it's got some potential.
Mm-hmm.
There you can kind of get an idea. You know, this is a lot larger than what I was expecting.
It's just
it really
different.
is. There's lots of buildings to peek into. Here's yet another one. This one's like a little, maybe some kind of shop. Well, Kelly, it's definitely a house, but it's not a home.
Okay.
Got a cassette player. Is that one of those electric coffee
Yeah,
pots?
it's an electric percolator.
Percolator. There must have been a house here too. There's like a foundation here. How odd. There's another one. Look at that tree. It's one of those tree of heavens that we have the problem with in Hawthorne, right? See it? We can see that. That's the, we have a problem with this type of tree in Hawthorne. They call it tree of heaven. Oh,
Yeah, they're a pain.
they're a pain. They've wrecked foundations and everything. It looks like the other tree might be something planted, maybe like an apricot tree or something.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
time it was probably
yeah.
a tree.
They've made like some nice, they had some nice little homes here at one time. This is right, kind of a fun little mining community back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad to see, you know, it in disrepair like this, but let's take a look. Oh yeah, look at all the school books. This must have been a child that was in grade school or something here at one time.
There's a 1978 catalog.
Huh. Here's yet another. Looks like it's a home for sure. I see the cupboards. It's not a shop. I see the cupboards. There's the hot water heater. Careful the floor in here. This is the only one that is kind of creepy. I hope there's not like a big animal in here or something. Huh. Looks like the foundation is, the floor is okay to stand on. Whoa. Huh. There's several of these propane heaters. It's in disarray, but it's still, it's solid footing. And
Looks like a horse was in here.
there's hay. You think a horse was bedding down in here in the house?
You tell me what you think.
Yeah. I think the wild burrows came in here. I think the wild burrows came in here. They probably got out of the storm and just bedded down in there. Looks like they came into the bathroom too. Those little critters are smart, you know. They're survivors in the desert.
I was trying to get out of the wind.
Yeah, poor little thing.
Because there is hay everywhere. It looks, maybe did somebody put them in here?
No, they wandered in. They wandered in from the desert. Look at that. They were sleeping in here, standing in here. Can you imagine a little burrow? If a couple of burrows just sitting in here, standing around, getting out of the snow.
Some stuff in there.
Yeah. Look at, I'll see all the furnaces from the little town.
Yeah,
They're all piled up in this house. The ranges and everything.
I'm gonna get out of this house here.
Yeah. This is the only one that's a little bit creepy
Well,
because it's dark.
it's dark and it's falling down a lot.
Yeah.
I don't really want to be underneath.
But I wouldn't have walked in here if I didn't think it was safe. So it's still solid enough to walk, but we don't want to spend too much time. There's a big closet. Yeah.
It was a burrow or something.
Yeah. That's what happened to Burrow. A burrow just walked in here out of the desert and probably probably got out of the storm, you know? How funny. Huh. We're not going to go poking around that. We'll just look from here. We're just going to stay where it's solid ground and we have no danger of being crushed by something or falling or something like that. You'll have to find out what that is right there, what the history is on that. If you can find any information, Kelly.
Yeah.
This looks, a lot of the construction looks very typical for a lot of mines though. This is probably a typical type of a setup. I imagine they had a real struggle with the wind out here. Tearing up things. You know how it gets windy. Look at the big wheel to turn up there. They must have had water because they had a swimming pool. They're not going to haul water for a swimming pool.
I would think
There
so.
must have been water in this little draw in here.
Yeah.
Somewhere coming off the hill. Finally, we do see some no trespassing signs that are posted conspicuously on the buildings. So we're not going to go in the buildings, we'll just look from afar.
Yeah, I don't feel a big need to get inside.
Yeah, like I said, I was surprised at the size of this community up here. And it seemed it must have been in the late 1970s. They had a lot of stuff going on up here.
Yeah,